All right, hello everyone. So let's take a look at the market again today. Now, this week, not a bad bit of run at all, actually, as you can see. Now, as you know, on the first day of the week, well, this week, which was Tuesday after the New Year, I put the swing days in there, right? So with gold, we had Wednesday, and that's your Wednesday, all right? The market making a low. Is that a good place for a swing? It is. Why? Because that's your order block there. All right, so this is where the market shot up before. You can see a lot of buy orders coming in. So this was a great place to buy in again. If you learn technical analysis from me, you would have had these levels. I also showed them on the PST, which was here 2030. And we nearly made that actually, but this is 2030 here. All right. So which is pretty much there, right on the Astro hours there. All right, beautiful place. Wednesday being a swing day, Astro hour, price meets time. Okay, and that's the way it is. So Astro hours on Tuesday, market sold down. Wednesday following through, making the low, and this is a swing point. So what do we want to do? If the market comes back down, we want to go back up again. Why? We should go up at least until 2050, 55 actually. We should get up to here. Let's do this 2050 here. Why? Because that's going to be the gap closure. All right, there. And you can find that on the daily. All right, on the daily there. Okay, so this zone is okay. It was okay to short until then. And if you did short, you would have been fine to yesterday, or what was it? I think on the weekend or something. When there was full moon, I said next week we'll have a flow week after the highs. And this is a flow week. As you can see, we're having it. A flow week is something like this, something like this. Or if we're going up, it's going to be like something like this, a flow week up, a flow week down kind of thing. Why? Because we were up here or at Astro events, and the full moon was over, and then the whole thing just started turning around. Okay, so it was all good, no dramas there. Now, what will we do with gold if the market comes back down again into our Astro hours? We want to go back up again. Okay, and that's going to be on the intraday. Now, remember, gold still has room to come down. Okay, so it still has room to come down into this zone here, and into, in fact, all the way down here. Right, so gold can still come down. I don't know if it'll come back all the way down here pretty soon, but sooner or later, one way or another, all right, this will have to come back and fill them in. All right, also here as well, you can see there's a big volume gap here. Right, so that's fine. I'm going to get rid of these now. Okay, I'm going to get rid of that too. That's an order block there, as you can see. All right. So if the market does come back down on the smaller time frame into our Astro hours, you're okay to go long again. Okay, it's like you can go long from here. If you went long from here, well done. If you shorted the high, that was also good, and so on. I said this zone is a bit tricky this time here. And as you can see, the market just kept stumbling down into this zone here, which is all fine, no problemo. All right. And then from here, once it picked up, you can see at the Astro hours, at the PST level, Astro hours, it's just boom. So coming back down, this hour is not bad. Today, okay, this hour isn't bad. In fact, the hours are pretty clean today. This hour is okay. This hour is okay. This zone is okay to trade in. And then if the market swings here, it should take us to a target, which is around 9:32, 10 past 11. So 9:30, 9:40, that should be like the target. All right, so that's that. We still, like I said, have room to at least get up to here, right? Once we're up here, if we get up to here, then be mindful here because the market can also short from here to come back down for a retest. Okay, so yesterday overall, I think was a pretty good day. It was exciting as well. So let's hope we jump on the bandwagon again. All right, so if the market comes back down and go back up again. If you learn technical analysis from me, like I said, you need to mark your levels in. And if you're using the 80 AM strategy, you need to have like price levels, like on the SP 500 as well. Like you understand where we're going. Okay, so these are important things to know. When you're dealing with technical analysis and astrology together, like we want to come down here. We've got targets down there, and so we want to be pushing off on the weekly as well. On the daily too, as you can see, nice and straightforward. On the SP 500 too, as you can see, this was an Astro hour. Market came down. We had that level. We had this level as well. Remember, this was a nice zone. If you're salty, I said you could sell here in the morning. In the video, I said, guys, if we're here under the opening, then you can sell off here. It's not a problem. If you did so, you would have had a bingo day. As you can see, Astro hour, Astro hour, Astro hour, the market taking off. All right. Now, the market, as you can see, had a really big whopper down day, and SP 500 swing day is Thursday. Okay. And Thursday, here we are. Thursday. Now, when we're dealing with swing days, we also have to keep in mind Dow Jones and NASDAQ. All right. So Thursday can push down a little bit more. If you want to keep selling, it's not a bad idea. Okay, it's not a bad idea. But this zone is a bit tricky. Can it break down? Today, it can break down. If we go up first, selling is not a bad idea if we go up first. And where you want to do that initially is going to be around, well, it's pretty much, can it do that? Let's see. 4.7. That's going to be too far out. Let's just bear with me. That's 2.2 around here. All right, so this is not a bad spot. So at Astro hours, just mark your Astro hours like here. It's going to be 10 on the platform here. This is the first Astro hour you've got, okay? 10 in the morning on the platform, 11 o'clock on my time, okay? That's the first Astro hour here. So if we get back up into there, this zone is going to be a sell zone if it's an Astro hour. The market can push down, as you can see. If I take this into an hourly chart, let's check it out. Let's not be lazy. All right, here we go. This is a 4-hour chart. You see how the market came down here, comes back down here, and is now pushing up. Okay, so if we want to sell again, we'd want to do that. And if the market does want to sell, the first place is going to be here. And from here, if we go lower, all right, then the next time we want to be selling off is going to be when the market does an ABC up, and that'll probably be next week. Now, as you can see, the market wants to come down. We want to come down, okay? So initially, if the market comes up into this zone at Astro hours, selling is not a bad idea at all. Let me just check if there are any gaps there. Not particularly, okay? Nothing really particular except this little thing here, but I think this is pretty much covered there. So selling is not a bad idea if the market gets up into there, into those Astro hours. Okay, it's a pretty aggressive sell. Remember, I said we're looking for a sell sign. That sell sign came in last week, all right? And then, or it was in fact the week before, okay? And then I said from these highs, we've got to look for a sell. So selling the Astro hours at the highs was a good option. If you did so, you would have been a really good trading. Okay, so just going with the flow of the market. So if we go back up again into Astro hours, want to sell off again, you could do it from here, or you can do it slightly higher if the market comes up as well. Okay, and it is Thursday, so we'll probably want to push down a little bit more. See how that pans out. So if we go up first, okay, then into an Astro hour, into your resistance levels, then we want to sell down. On the 15-minute chart, I'll show you that again. This is the 4,722.24 region. So that's going to be the first sell location for the market, okay? Or if we go slightly higher again, you still want to be looking for a sell down, in my opinion. This gap is on a 4-hour chart. I'm just going to check the 15-minute to see if that makes sense. Let's do that. Which is there. All right, so this is your first spot. If it keeps pushing up, don't stand in front of it. Wait for the Astro hours and see if we get into this zone here. All right, which is the weekly pivot. See if it gets in there, okay? If it does, you can sell off again, or the previous day high, which is yesterday's highs. If it goes there, if it takes stop. So selling here, here, and here, they're all logical at Astro hours. Okay, the good thing is we know when we're going to trade, so that's how it is. Let's take a look at Euro Dollar daily. This is the Euro Dollar. Now, Euro Dollar, as you know, Tuesday and Friday are the swing days. Now, the market can come up a little bit to close this gap. Okay, so this is Wednesday. Tuesday was the beginning of the week. So we had a nice flop down, okay? That was a nice swing down on Tuesday, as you can see, right on the Astro hours there. Whoop, boom, going right into the Astro hours there, and then going sideways, picking up to sell off. Now, remember, we had this for a target. Yesterday, I said this was going to be a volatile zone. So once this was, this was the target, as you can see, that market came down into there and then start picking up. Now, where can we get to? I'm going to get rid of this now. Let's delete this off. Let's delete that off as well. Low there. It's still there. All right, so we'll see how that pans out. Let me just refresh this so we'll get our daily pivot here. With the Euro Dollar, we could now retrace up Thursday and Friday to make a swing high around here, okay? And then next week we can sell off again. All right, so that's how things are panning out. What you can do with the Euro Dollar is simple. If we go back up into the Astro hours again, you can sell off. If we're down at the Astro hours, if we come down, we can buy. But let me just check out the targets to see what we got. Other than this, 1034. On the daily, that target is done. So a bit of a retracement up is in order. There's this gap to fill here as well. Okay, so going up and then coming back down is okay. So we can have an A, B, C down. Or if this is an impulse wave, we can have a bit of an A, B, C up on the smaller time frame. So if we do that, if that's the dip, we can have like a, so we should break above this. Okay, we should go above this level here. Yesterday's opening, we should break that. And then we should probably come up here. So this is what you can do. This is still on the cards. You have to be careful for 1034, okay, because it's a gap value on the daily. What you can do with the Euro Dollar is sell on the previous day high, which is going to be around here, okay. This is not a bad place to sell off. It'll sweep the stops of the high, get us up above there, and then sell off. But a better place is also up here. Why? Because there's a gap here. All right, so once there's gaps here, the market will want to fill out, but the daily one is all the way up there. So if you want to go up at Astro hours, it's not a bad thing. For example, at 10 o'clock, right, is it 11 o'clock my time, 10 o'clock on the platform? If the market is down here, all right, if the market is down here, you can go up from here into the next Astro hour at least, which is going to be 1:45 my time, and that's going to be 12:45 here. All right. So you can play that game intraday as well. And you got to be mindful for 3:45 and also 5:55. My time is looking good for a change from 5:55 to 6:36, 6:40. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Bitcoin. All right, yesterday wasn't a bad day at all. I can't say I can complain. It was a nice flow day. And now looking for, reversals for or retracement trading upwards at Astro hours, I think is okay. When the market is going in these shocking ways, the most important thing is you got to know where it's going to get to. And that's from our technical analysis or our ATAM levels, like 2030 on gold and that SP 500 figure and so on. And then just match them in. Okay, here we are, nice and easy. Now, remember, I said you should sell because why? Because Tuesday, let's turn this into a 15-minute chart. Remember, Tuesday was a swing day for the Dow Jones. I said if it doesn't go higher than that, just sell off. Okay, you need to sell off at Astro hours. And this is exactly what happened. This is nice to see. Because on Tuesday, when I posted the swing days, Tuesday was a swing day for Dow Jones. NASDAQ was a swing day for Dow Jones. So all you had to do was just sell the highs at Astro hours. And it was just like beautiful. Bang, coming all the way in there. All right, so that's fine. Let's take a look at the daily. Now, here's the daily. Now, if we go back up, the market might want to sell. And that's nice. Okay, nice. Let's check out the weekly here. That's the weekly there. All right, so coming back down, we want to come back down here, guys. All right, and that's LCL1. Okay, this LCL1 line here, right? And that's the 66.54. That's 37.100, but that's on a weekly. All right, 37.100. So this has got like room to come down. So what we can do, all right. So what we can do here is, let's get rid of this. Okay, this is like really pretty nice and tight. No gaps here. The market's just selling off. So if we go back up into this zone where they sold off, okay, into that zone, I think we're good to sell off again. Why? Because the weekly, as you can see, we've got room to come down. On the daily as well, if we go up, what's that? 69, 37,761 is a bit too far out. 37,761. No, that's too far out here. That's going to be too far out. Okay. What we can do at the weekly pivot, you can sell off at Astro hours as well. You can also do this. When can you do this? You can do this in the New York session. And expect a bit of surprise in the New York session from, 550 to that 645. Okay, we might have a sudden move in the market as well. All right. So, but if we're up here somewhere, the market might want to sell off at Astro hours, and that's what we're going to go for. Okay. And that's it basically. And if the market does sell off, it should nicely come down, as you can see on the daily as well. We're in that flow. Okay, we're in that flow. So continuing to flow down is an option. We've got room to come down into this zone here. Okay. And then obviously down here. So selling, I think, is the better option. Your bottom line here, that's your HCL1 line, 37,204. And then we've got 104 here. So you can kind of like use 37,204 as well as a level 2, 37,204 there as well. But I want to be coming down into that 37,100 on the weekly. So if we go up into Astro hours, selling down is the way to go. NASDAQ, beautiful, coming right into the target zone there. All right, still got room to go up. But a little bit of an up move to sell off would be nice. And that would be the low of that, which is 16,752. Which is a bit out there, okay? 16,752, 16,750. Let's still extend this into that zone. All right, and that's fine as well. And yesterday too, just like with the others, a beautiful sell-off coming all the way into the Astro hours. And then nice and easy, and those were the targets yesterday. So if you made it, well done. Okay, you should have been in the game with these, because these were like yesterday, even when I was doing the video, I said you could sell it off at the highs here and just like let it go. And that's what the market did. So now it should pick up a little bit. If it goes back up again into a Friday, Monday will be selling again. So today is Thursday. We'll see how it goes on. If you want to keep selling as well, there are two places to do it. We're either going to do it here or there, but this is like sooner or later we're going to get back there again. So if the market comes up into an Astro hour, selling is not a bad idea. This line is also good to sell, which is 8CL1 16638. 16638 is a bit lower. This will be also good to sell. 16638 there. All right. So if we get up here as well, selling here is okay, because these lines are like really good to trade off. Okay, as you can see. Let's take a look. And also knowing the price is important. At least we know 16638. It's on the cards there, so that's the level. Around there, I can wait for a setup. If it matches my Astro hour, great. Okay, but this is a beautiful breakdown. As you can see, the trend is like probably turning south now. We're going to have to come all the way back down into that purple zone there, at least to there. All right, so we're going to come down here finally before any takeoff happens. And in fact, I'm thinking lower too. We'll see how things go. Okay, because of this gap here as well, as you can see. So if I was to do this, let's not get rid of that. That we need. All right, so if you're planning on the longer term, seeing these beforehand is good for us. Okay, as you can see. So we want to understand why we need to come back into these zones. All right. That way we know how far we can follow this whole thing too. All right, let's take a look at Bitcoin. Now Bitcoin, oh, see, that's a beautiful push down. It didn't close below. As you can see, it's right on our line as well here on the PSD. That's good to see. Okay, but that's a sudden shocker. Okay, and that's fine. On the weekly, we're now down here. But yesterday, all week, I've been saying this is a sell zone, guys. So no buying there. If you're going to sell it off. Okay. So again, here, it's a big, sharp sell-off. If the market wants to sell again, where can you do it? You can do it if it closes the gap here up there. It hasn't really closed below, as you can see. It's just swept everybody out. So I know you have to still wait. Why? You have to wait because we need to make sure the market closes below this. Okay, it's gone below it pretty much. Is it? Let's even check that. I can't tell from here. That's that. No, it hasn't even gone below it. Okay, it hasn't gone below that. So we need to break below. We need to close below these levels here. All right, we need to close below them. And then on the retracement, you can sell off, but this is going to come back as well. This has to come back and fill in all this place. So I don't mind waiting. And that's that.